Hey, what a week. Football, well, lots of rain, but other than that, I'm having a good time, and we're kind of sloping down into a little bit of a holiday break, which I'm really looking forward to. And, get a little bit of skiing and Whistler and stuff like that. Sounds like a good time to me. I hope you guys are all doing well as well. I want to do something a little bit different today, which is, I'm not talking about products, but I am talking about products. And I'm kind of looking for community feedback on this, because I have the Apple Pencil Gen 1 and I have the Apple Pencil Gen 2. And I had this for this Gen 1 one for a long time. I didn't use it a lot because the charging was a bit ridiculous, right? So you'd get the unit and you'd plug it in the end there, and that's how you charge. If you've ever sat next to someone on an economy seat on a plane and you've got this thing sticking out one side or the other, it's a bit ridiculous. So I'm really glad with the Gen 2 that they've overcome that issue. It's also really quite bulky, and the pen nib of course has that age-old problem that it's a little bit slippery. So I didn't use that a lot. I used it a little bit and it was okay. So fast forward 5 years and I'm thinking, you know what? Travel's opening up again. Maybe I'll get lucky to get on some airplanes, travel to some resorts. I don't know. If you got to save up for these things, right? And I thought, great, iPad Pro 11-inch M1, I'll take it with me. Now, the M1 is an awesome little unit. If you can get it at a deal still, it's, there's no reason to go to the M2 at this point. I was most excited about the new pen experience. Whoa, magnetic chargers, clips on the top there. Yeehaw, it's a lot like, please hold, my Remarkable tablet. Now, I love my Remarkable tablet, don't get me wrong, and I don't actually think that the iPad can replace the Remarkable Pen Tablet 2. In terms of something that I take into every meeting, I use every day in the office. It is just absolutely the shiz. I love it. Turn it on. Pen has a really nice porous grip to it. You can write naturally. Now there is a flaw with Remarkable Pen as well, which I might gripe about in another video. The Remarkable Pen is really good. Same kind of concept, it clips on. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant, cool. And I'm sure that they've fixed all those other issues that they had with it. But this Gen 2 pen is worse than the Gen 1 in that it's slippery. So here's my top line gripes about this. The Gen 1, I actually bought a plastic sleeve to go over it so that I could grip better. The Gen 2, you can't really do that because it ruins the magnetic charging, right? It's all cylindrical, which is fine. The Remarkable Pen's the same. My Sense Labs pen is similar. The Wacom tablet that I have is similar as well, except these all have a slightly porous surface, and so it's almost effortless to grip them. The problem with the Apple Pencil 2 is that it's flippin' slippery. You made it quite large, but a little bit too skinny to be comfortable to write with, and then you made it really, really slippery. So I feel like there's a few things that I've read in the forums and from chatting with different people. The general complaints are it's too slippery. So you grip extra hard to hold on, which kind of can give, if you're if you're doing a lot of digital artistry or using this a lot during the day, that can kind of wear you out. The second thing is, other than its slipperiness, is obviously the nib is slippery as well. So that almost makes you kind of grip it a little bit tighter as well, because you're trying to get precise pen movements. So you're kind of gripping it tighter, as if you're somehow hoping that if you grip it tighter that the traction and the friction on the screen will respond to it, which is sort of subconscious thing, and maybe not all of us do that, but I do find myself doing it. And then it is quite skinny. Even just to add either a slightly more grippy kind of end on it, or to give it just a little bit of rise around the back, like an old biro would have. I think that the fatness would also reduce that kind of extra grip where it's a little bit narrower than you want, and you kind of grip onto it. Now, I'm no design expert, and I'm sure you would come back to me and say, well, actually the Apple Pencil is already fatter than most of the biros that you would buy. It's fatter than most pencils you'd buy, so I don't know why you're complaining about the grip. But I'm complaining about the grip because I don't think it's designed in a way that is easy to hold. And when I am using my Sense Labs pen, and I am using my Remarkable pen, and I am using my Wacom pen, this is an old chunky one, I've got a newer one that's narrower than this. I find that these are just so much easier to write with. These have a nice kind of svelty, grippy end. This is actually just big and fat, but the one I have at work is just a little bit fatter as well. These just feel slippery, skinny, and awkward to use. I guess the question, I've had a little bit of a rant, but I guess the question for you guys is, if you have the Gen 2 pencil, what are you doing to kind of create that grip, but still allow it to be kind of clipped on the top magnetically, to have that kind of, I'm thinking tape. I could like quarter wind some tape around there, possibly even physiotherapy tape that has kind of a materially outside which grips quite well. I could find craft cut a little strip just down the end there. But what have you guys done? For me, I think it's just frustrating. I think it's a bit of a design fail, and I'd be interested to hear how everyone else is solving this problem. It's not a rant, it's just like what are you guys doing? I don't think it's a brilliant design. Let me know in the comments below. Take care, stay safe, talk soon.